Alright, so we're going to do the whole welcome. That's your host, Devil Business Fire, and I'm going to give you a walkthrough on Squad Battle. This refresh button is great, by the way. Thing is you can hit that refresh button once you run out of people you can win against. I don't recommend fighting somebody you know you can't win. That just... I guess I needed to state that. But we're going to go through this. It's going to be more informative the higher I get up in ranks, but right now I'm just giving you a breakdown of Squad Battle. It's going to take your 3 strongest people, it's going to put it in line 1. It's going to take your second strongest, put them in line 2, and then third, line 3. Problem is the lines don't mean anything. Because line 1, if you don't beat my line 1, you have to use your line 2, then you have to use your line 3 to beat my line 1, which I don't agree with, but that's how they've got it set up. I think it should be line 1 versus line 1, line 2 versus line 2, and line 3 versus line 3, but it's not. Which, ultimately, I think that's kind of a flaw. Cool part is when you do go up in rank, it doesn't change anything. So you get to keep your people that you're fighting. Now, some people are, so you can get more points, hitting the little refresh button at this point, so you can fight stronger people. I do not recommend doing that. Fight the people that you've got on your screen, so you can get more points. And again, guys, if you have questions, please, hit me up on my Discord, join me on my stream, let me know. It's gonna be a quick little informative video on what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do this. So, Squad Battle is very easy, and I got a lot of crystals for half a week's worth of work. 450 crystals is a lot to a free-to-play person. It really is. I know it's not a lot to the whales out there, but that's good. And you just got to keep in mind, if they have one person, I mean, not just a little bit over, they have one person that is in the 2 million mark and you've only got 1 million, don't fight them. Hit the refresh button. Fight everybody else. Okay? And again, we're going to do all 6, and the only flaw I see is if somebody's got a 2 million, you are not going to fight his line. So if his person's wanting 2 million, it's here. And she's got 3 other squads. I learned this because of last week and everything, but my whole troop went to fight that 2 million, and I didn't win, even though the rest of them I could have won. The other 2 lines I should have won. I thought that I learned the hard way. Then I'll go over details on which people to use and stuff like that. Every one of these guys have a benefit also, so. Let's do. So I use my 3 strongest because, well, I'm not too worried about it. It means more later. So your defense log shows you who's beat you. And then it also does your team settings. So it automatically takes your best and your strongest. And helps you out with those. So it uses your other heroes. Or your other champions. Because not everybody can have the Hulk and all that fun stuff. So you only have one of each. It's only going to take your best of your best. I broke it. Of course I broke it. Excuse me on that one. Still working with LD player and kind of new to it, stuff like that. So forgive me on that. Each person brings their own bonus to the table, though. That's what I was trying to point out. All right, so back to what I was doing. So team settings. Also got and then you got your defenders, your teamwork. That's what I'm talking about. So Captain America applies barrier equal to 3.6. Ultimate skill gauge. So pay attention to those, and then yes, eventually this is where you're going to start taking, your potential and landing it in there, and that's going to start meaning a lot later, especially when you're fighting, somebody a lot closer. It's going to come down to who's better in skill, basically, versus right now it's just I got this, and the reason why is because it's bronze and should be for a little bit. It's going to be very easy at the very beginning. But we'll finish our 6 battles, and I want to thank you guys for your patience. Please hit the follow button, subscribe to the channel. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully it helps a little bit. And again, I'll probably do one more when start doing line 2 and 3 to show you the little bit of a flaw there is. Because if they've got a 3 million and the rest of them are 800, it won't matter. And you're not going to beat the 3 million with what I've got. Whatsoever. That guy has one character. the good news is I did balance my whole team as much as I possibly could. So we're trying to get everybody to 1 million, which is going to make, I mean, life a little bit easier. And then you get your, if you do all 6 kills, you get KO victory, which is great. That means you wipe the whole page. And that put us in silver 3. Now on these, again, I'm going to point this out to you guys. 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. Doesn't matter. Okay, so your first team's going to go through, your second team. He doesn't have to have something there. Don't fight this person if you don't think you can win. Not going to win. Why? Because we can't wipe this person out. Line 2 doesn't exist for him. He's literally relying on one line, and he can. That's a flaw. It's a huge flaw. This one, I could probably end up doing this one. It's going to be, might be a little close. But this one, no, again, you've almost 3 million person. Don't fight it. Those guys, don't fight it. These guys, don't fight it. And you do get a choice. You get to refresh them, man, just because it's free and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh it just to show you guys. There you go. And every day you get a new refresh. That's free. Okay? So then now you're looking at, different team completely. Then you can go through and just pick off the ones you can beat. Don't fight the people you can't beat. And hopefully you get lucky enough so then you can win all 6 of your battles. I wouldn't even fight the ones that you can't win. Okay? To just beat it. And yes, it says that I should be able to beat this guy. I'm not. Not going to beat this guy. So, I mean, the arrows could help you a little bit, but it's a little misleading because you're just not going to get there. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please, again, hit that follow button, subscribe, everything else. And we will have a more informed video tomorrow or the next day. I appreciate everything. Alright, so we've got